Hello, everybody. My name is Eoin Nash, and we're here at the UN office in Vienna at the Zero Project conference. I'm delighted to be here with a great colleague of mine, Amy Begley, and for the next 15 minutes, we're going to be just telling you a little bit about our work over the last 10 years together. This year we're representing Suisha Inclusive Arts from Horizons in Cork, Ireland, and we're an inclusive arts initiative primarily working with intellectually disabled and neurodivergent artists. So that's going to be the topic of the conversation for the next while. And I'll just hand you over to my colleague Amy now to say hello. Hey, Amy.
Hello. Oh, how are you? My name is Amy Begley, and I am a visual artist, and I am honoured to be here today with Eoin Nash, alongside with Suisha Arts Horizons, and I look forward to our chat. To be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to it.
So, Amy, we know each other for quite a long time now. I think you were in school and I was working kind of with what was then Cope Foundation, now called Horizons. And at that time we were running a national festival called the Irish Performing Arts Festival. And I think one of the first times we met was when you started performing in that and sharing your artwork. Will you tell us a little bit about your interest in the arts from an early age?
I will, yes, thanks. I suppose when I was very small, I did a lot of like painting and drawing at a very young age, and my mom saw that and she wanted me to try and pursue that because she could see that there was something there. And then between mom and dad, then they just supported me going to art classes and whatnot. And then from secondary school, then when we had the festival, then that's when I really explored more, because it stopped for a while and then I got back into it again. And I suppose from that festival then onwards, it was just from there then on. So Suisha Arts and supported me from college as well, into like expressing more of my artwork, which was animation and illustration. And it was brilliant because then I could use that practice with Suisha Arts, which was lovely. So, and I'm still doing that, which is brilliant. So, yeah.
So, like after school, say when you finished school, did you go on to university to study art, or what was the next step after that, kind of in your after your school setting?
I suppose it was just watching animation, and because I grew up with Disney, I really liked the feeling of the animation expressed, I suppose. So when I watched an animation film, it just felt amazing, and I wanted to be part of that, and I wanted to be able to make someone else feel educated or laughter or whatnot. And I went to St. John's. That's what it was called at the time. Now it's called
Douglas Street campus.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a bit of a long.
It's part of Cork Education and
Yeah.
Training Board, which is a really big supporter of our work as well, giving us a massive amount of hours. So you went to Douglas Street campus, yeah, right?
And I actually studied animation and illustration as well. And what was really nice was, because of those skill sets, I was also part of the CE scheme, which is a CE scheme, community employment scheme, and I was able to like embed it in my expertise with projects with Eoin and Suisha Arts. So it was great to put my skill set to that as well as learning and teaching.
Negotiate was we went to the Department of Social Protection and negotiated a set of ring-fenced positions for intellectually disabled artists in our locality. So what happens in Ireland, there's these things called community employment schemes, which allows people to come onto schemes for up to 4 years. So what we negotiated at that point then was these ring-fence positions for artists that were accessing the services of Horizons, And that allowed artists like Amy to move beyond education or move in a different direction and have a residency with Suisha Inclusive Arts for a 4-year period. It also then allowed people to be paid for that work during that period of time, which is a government scheme. But what's interesting about the community employment scheme is you're allowed to earn on top of the statutory income that you're earning through that scheme. However, if you're on disability allowance, it's slightly different. Is that fair to say, Amy?
It is very fair. I feel that there is a barrier because I really want to pursue more in art because I feel like I've so much to give, but I feel like I can't give it as much because in the back of my mind, I'm like, don't mess up with your disability allowance, DA, short for disability allowance, and I'd be just there. I get amazing opportunities, but then I have to turn them down because it'll interfere with my disability allowance, and it's a disappointment, and I really feel that that there should be no limit. It shouldn't even be considered. It really shouldn't.
So, artists are at risk of losing their disability allowance and their supports if they end up earning through their own artwork. Is that your experience?
Yes, and if you have a part-time work as well, which I do.
So I think that's a huge barrier, isn't it? It kind of would you think that it might trap people in a cycle of kind of maybe not being able to move through that phase, or kind of keeping people in that cycle?
Well, it is because to me it's a little bit of a lie, because from my understanding of the department is that they're here to support no matter what, but yet I feel restricted because of the price limit or the DA limit. Yeah.
So would you tell us a little bit about your own practice? I mean, tell us about your artwork, and I think that's what's most exciting to people listening in here. So we'd love to hear about you and your work.
Okay, so I'll go recently. So after the CE scheme, or even before that actually, but the CE scheme, which if you were to say, Amy, would you like to come back? I'd be there. So I was able to animate, illustrate. I was able to design. I had the freedom and the flexibility to be able to design what I wanted, and that is supporting people with visual impairments and dyslexia, because I have dyslexia, and I felt that I had enough skill set to be able to share that to the world and be able to change signage, brochures, any bit of advertisement and social media advertisement, you name it. And then I had that, and I was able to express it even more abroad as well, nationally and internationally. So then it gave me the confidence to be able to go abroad, go on trips like this, and share my experience as a disabled visual artist and show my work. And recently then as well, after the CE scheme, which I really, really missed, Eoin helped me get onto employment transition with ETB Educational Training Board, and for 2 years I self-taught myself how to do graphic design, both visually impairment friendly, because my mentor Claire, she is visually impaired, and it felt so good that I was able to upskill that even more. And all I want to do is just just keep learning, do more training, get a degree, and just share my skill set to the world. That's all I want to do, is give and give to the arts. And if I can do that with Suisha Arts, that's my dream goal. And sorry.
It's okay, Amy.
Excuse
me. I think a lot of artists find that they're so personally connected to their work, and it's so internalized in many ways that you're often carrying a lot around the work that you do, and it can be very personal. But as I said, myself and Amy have been on a bit of a journey for the last 10 years or so and have had many ups and downs. And it's lovely for us to be following our colleagues in EASPD as well, because I think our connection with EASPD has allowed us to really internationalize our work and to learn from people internationally, as well as bring our work to international spaces. So like the Zero conference here today, or when we go and visit our colleagues right across Europe, it gives us a huge opportunity. While I think maybe one of the other things myself and Amy are working as well at the moment on is around some research. So Research Ireland are currently funding Horizons, which is our organisation, and we're working with University College Cork on a project around the lived experiences of intellectually disabled artists and neurodivergent artists. And I think it's really critical while we're looking together, because it's inclusively designed work, that we have this opportunity to really dig deep into the lived experiences of artists, their ambitions for the future, and how we need to change the sector that we're in and the broader kind of context that we work in to imagine and then enable better futures for artists in this co-created space. So do you want to say anything about the research side of things, Amy, before we wrap up?
What I really liked about the research group is that there's like a group of us. So we would come in and that we would have like different discussions. Some would be tense and some would be nice as well. And what I take in this is that I'm constantly learning. And it's such a great thing for Eoin to like facilitate, because then it's an open space of discussion. Not all organizations are like familiar with disability and support, or what can they do. And I suppose it's great, because then in the sense, like when I say winter's great, what I mean is that it gives us an opportunity to share our experience. And I also like with the research group as well that it hits different boundaries, and then you're constantly thinking, but in a great way. And it's great because you want to do something about it, and it's a fantastic project, and I'm honoured to be involved in Eoin's project.
So there's a number of us involved in this research project, and I think as well as the discussion components of it, it's really focused about art making. So within the kind of way that we're generating knowledge, that we're kind of reviewing knowledge, we're using artistic processes right throughout. So we're using visual art, theatre, music, dance, creative writing, lots of different ways that are both accessible and creative in the process that we're kind of generating and looking into how we might best move forward in the context that we're kind of working in. And as part of that, we will be generating both a kind of written outcomes, but also artistic outcomes. And that we'll be generating a film. And one of the exciting things for us is that, excuse me, one of the exciting things for us now is that we've been invited to the European Parliament at the end in December over International Day of Persons with Disabilities to put an installation in the European Parliament about our work and the outcomes of the research and presenting the work that we're doing. So we have about 40 seconds left. So would you like to wrap up one or two words, and maybe then I can?
I would love to thank Zero Project for this amazing opportunity to be able to come and attend, and for our organisation, Horizon Suisha Arts, as well. It's mind blowing to even say like that we're one of the awardees as well. So like to even say that in the same sentence, wow. And it's awesome, and also to thank our partnership with the EASPD as well. And I suppose that one day the arts will be in the centre of everything, decision making, inclusion. Please God. Thank you.
Just again to thank Amy for sharing her experience. We really appreciate everybody coming out to listen to us here in person and again online. And we look forward to future conversations with everybody about our work going forward. Thank you very much.